Hi everybody. Anxiety getting in the way of your day-to-day living. For many, it could be much of a problem suffering with anxiety. Anxiety in itself is based around the future. It's more of the future rather than the past. Also, as well, fear that is based around it. Fear is one of the symptoms that can create around anxiety. Now, anxiety in itself could be forms of many. Fear of just a normal day to day thing, like just going out, going to the shops, your normal day to day things like that. Many people suffer with anxiety of doing those things, and there's others as well. Fear in the workplace, anxiety there. Even professional sports players may get a bit of anxiety before, you know, performing sports that they do. So there's many things as well created around anxiety. Like I said, the fear, going inwardly of your symptoms, because it can create bodily symptoms as well, creating those overthinking thoughts. Worry as well, worry sets in around it. So anxiety can, like I said, create many things, many problems, and also as well it can be another form of symptom to other mental health problems as well, creating anxiety around their illness as well. I'd say the world we live in today, the society we live in today, the fearful society we live in today, a lot of people thinking not being able to be their self, having to be a certain way of what the things that they do, like in education, the workplaces, it can bring on a lot of stress there, a lot of stress, and then the anxiety, and then the fear then of the what ifs, the what if thinking of the what ifs all the time, worry, fear. And then, like I said, it goes to your thinking, the overthinking there. You start to overthink things around it, which is created around the anxiety. But it's not impossible to manage either, and even overcome those symptoms as well. It's all about what you do that can help with it, help with those symptoms, help you to create a new habit of learning to cope with it. Over time, you start to build on your confidence around things, because like I said, the anxiety, the worry, the fear there can take away that confidence, can take away the confidence of certain things that causes your anxiety. Like I said, normal day-to-day things, just going out to the shops, workplaces, and so forth. Even some people get anxiety around travelling, going on public transport. Many people suffer with that as well. If suffering with anxiety of just going on public transport, going to a new place where they haven't been before. Now, when we go somewhere that we haven't been before, it can be a little bit strange, but at the same time good at the same time. But for some people that are suffering with that anxiousness, that worry, that fear of anxiety, it can cause problems there, because it just adds more. It's more, people tend to suffer a bit more on certain things than anybody else that may be doing those sort of things. Like I said, we live in a fearful world today. We're coming out of we're just easing out of the lockdown as well. Now, for all of us, I would say, it's a good thing, trying to get back to some normality there, a bit of normality, which is very good for our well-being. My last video I done was on that as well, like easing out of the lockdown, and it was the little things. I think it was, if I remember, it was the last video I done, the little things in life that make a difference. Now, like I just said, we're easing out of the lockdown. We've been in a lockdown now. The shops haven't opened for 3.5 months, and now everything's starting to gradually open. Now, for many that suffer with anxiety, it could be a bit stressful there. And the reason why I say that is because trying to cope again with all that. Like I said, a lot of people find it very difficult just going into shops, you know, those little things that we normally would do. Some people find it difficult just going into those little shops, doing their day-to-day normal things that they would do, finding it very difficult and very fearful. You know, crowds. Now, you go to your local town now the shops are open. It's quite busy, it's very busy. Now, if you're suffering with a bit of anxiety there, that in itself can create a few problems. Just walking through a town centre, say, and it's busy, which we haven't had that now for, like I said, 3.5 months. It's been a little bit more quieter, and then all of a sudden it's busy again. Now, if someone's suffering with anxiety, that in itself can create a few problems with their anxiety, like panic attacks. Going into your shops, supermarkets, creating a bit of panic attack, having panic attacks there because of the fear there, and and worry around it. So with the anxiety itself, like I said, you go within yourself a lot of the time with your thinking, like the overthinking. It can create physical symptoms like panic attacks, your breathing, tension in your body as well, even creating tension headaches, just tension in your body because you feel so. It's like the anxiousness there, and it just creates all that. And sometimes, like I said, it can strip you of your confidence because of it, because the confident, when I say confidence, now if we're confident within ourselves about going to do something, we will just go and do it. If you're not feeling very confident, if you're not feeling very positive, it's going to make it that little bit difficult to do. And you start to add on more stuff, fearing the worst, when a lot of the time, if all the time, there's nothing untowards there. There's nothing bad going to happen. It's just how the symptoms in itself makes you feel. The mind there, it starts to overthink, the confusion there, and creates all the fear and the worry around it. And then the panic attacks, the breathing problem, like the panic attacks there, and everything else that goes with it. Going within yourself, it's a lot of inwardly. But like I said, you can improve it. Anxiety, you can improve. You can improve it. You can get past that fear to make it that little bit easier to cope with and to live with. And like I said, anxiety, if it's treated properly, and if you've got self-care coping strategies, you can eventually overcome it. It takes time. Everybody's different in their healing, on how we heal with things. Some are quicker than others, but eventually you can overcome those symptoms, overcome that anxiety there that is causing those problems with your day-to-day living in itself. Now, the overcoming is like you've got to think, so future. So what can you do to help with your symptoms to make it, what can you do to help with your symptoms of that anxiety and to make it more manageable and easier to cope with, and to eliminate those symptoms as time goes on? Once you find those coping strategies that you can do to help with it, as time goes on, it will get easier to cope with, and gradually you will start to feel confident. You will start to build on your confidence again, and that in itself will be a progress, because once you've got the confidence there, it will make it that little bit easier to cope with, and eventually get through it all as well. So the fear in itself is like you have to face that fear. If you're always fearing something, and let's just say you're fearing going to the shops, going out. So say going out, because some people it do happen. Fear of actually going out causing that anxiety there. So the fear there, the worry. If you didn't face that fear, you will be in that same situation. You'll be in that same situation and it keeps cycling over and around in a cycle over and over again. These things do take time, but like gradual steps, build into it, ease into it gradually until you start to see the benefit there, and gradually start to get a bit of confidence there as well with it. So facing that fear is to do the opposite. If you're fearing going out, if you're fearing going to the shops, if you're fearing going on public transport, or like because of your anxiety or fear of the workplace, whatever your anxiety is causing you to have those problems, is to face it. So let's just say if you're fearing going to the supermarket, take small steps, go to the supermarket, do it go to the supermarket and just spend a few minutes in there and then come away. Gradually build into it, but try and do these things daily, because the more, like I said, the more you do it, the more benefit you will get from it as well, and you will start to see those benefits, and you'll start to see that they work as well. So it's fearing, whatever you're fearing, do the opposite and just do it. Having some goals in place, write down a journal of some things that you may want to do in the next 6 months or so. Something that you really wish to do. So you've got something, it's things positive that you can do. So you've got something to focus towards, having something to focus towards to help with that. So that's your future. So you've got some good positive things to focus towards, and to try and stop all that overthinking and worry of the future, because like I said, anxiety is future. Another good thing as well is practice some mindfulness to help you focus away from your inner, focus away from those overthinking thoughts that create the anxiety around it. Mindfulness, practice some mindfulness, like focus away from your inner. And like I said, do some things, have some self-care coping strategies that you can do to focus you away from your inner. So it's pulling away from the inner and focusing towards the outer, learning to focus away into the outer to help with your anxiety and fears and worries as well. Other things as well is like breathing techniques. You can do mindfulness breathing techniques as well, like inhaling and exhaling. You can get them at breathing ones, you can get them up on YouTube. They're very good to help with your panic. If you get panic attacks, it'll help you feel more grounded, it will calm you down, relax you and take away that stress as well. Other things is doing some relaxing things to help with that, to take away that worry and that fear, that worry there. Some more relaxing things like in the evenings, like have a bit of a routine, a hot bath to help relax you and feel more and focus away from your inner, relaxing from your inner to outer. It's all about trying to be mindful towards it, which is very good. Anxiety and everything in itself can interfere with sleep as well. The worry there, the stress there, and the fear there. So it's very important to try and have a good routine in the evening. Like I said, a hot bath to help relax you before you go to bed, or if you haven't got a bath, you just got a shower, a hot shower. That will be good to help relax you. And try and practice some breathing exercises as well before you go to bed to help relax you. There are many benefits there of doing these things because it will help with your symptoms of the anxiety. It will help improve it, improve that fear, take away that fear and that worry and everything that's created around you. It would help with that and it will improve, and over time it will improve and you will start to feel more confident again within yourself with it all. So I'm going to end the video there. Please share this video because our mental health is very important, and there's probably a lot of people suffering with anxiety at this precise moment, as the lockdown's easing. It's probably created more people suffering with anxiety, more people suffering with mental health in itself. People already suffering with mental health as well. So, like I said, I'm going to end the video there. Please share this video, like I said, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you wish to subscribe, feel free to. It's free, and don't forget to give us a like.